Hello friends, last poetry of our textbook, that is Flamingo, that is Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. Okay. Now here we see the poetess, few words and things are there that I'll explain you. Okay. And here we see in their introductory section you see Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, that's on and it is written by Adrienne Rich. Adrienne Rich. Okay, she's an American poet and essayist. At the same time, she was a feminist also, and she's one of the widely read at the same time an influenced poet. She was born in Baltimore, Maryland, USA, and she is known for what? Her involvement in the contemporary women's movement as a poet, at the same time as a theorist. She has published 19 volumes of her poetry and 3 collections of essays and other writings. A strong resistance to racism and militarism echoes through her work. Okay, so a strict conservative atmosphere picture she has shown in her poetry. The poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers addresses the constraints of married life a woman experiences. So she is focusing on this theme. Now, the whole poem, you see the title, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. Okay, and Aunt Jennifer, here the lady who is sharing with us her own situation, or the poetess, as we are told that she is a feminist. So she is describing women as a whole and how a woman is a victim in the as of a male oppression. Okay. At the same time, this is a symbolic poem, and the tigers here refers to the untamed free spirit, who are free, who are not dominated by anyone, and so. So the whole poetry is symbolic, and here and there a touch of iron is also given. Here, as we told, what does the title of the poem suggest to you? Okay, and we are told that she is trying to, the tigers are here symbolic, they are untamed spirit, free spirit, and here she is trying to focus on the inner feeling of a woman, a desire. Every human being has certain feelings, certain hopes, certain dreams, okay, and here Aunt Jennifer also has that sort of desire and hopes, but she is not able to fulfill those things. Why? Because she is living under the dominance of the male society, or under the dominance of men. And here when we see that, here as the picture moves on, or the poetry moves on, she is a lady, this Aunt Jennifer, she is embroidering, that's her hobby, and she is trying to just have a ray of hope, okay, and she is embroidering on a piece of cloth. It could be a tablecloth or something to be hanged on the wall and so on, and there she has embroidered certain patterns of tigers, but she as a lady has wants to be free, wants to have freedom, wants to be away from the dominated male society and so on. Okay, so she is painting or she is embroidering those tigers, or the pattern is in such a manner that her tigers are not fixed at any this thing. Okay, they are free to move anywhere, they are jumping, they are moving all around the cloth, and this shows their freedom, what Aunt Jennifer is not able to avail. So this is the starting what we see. Now let us go with stanza step by step. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across the stream, bright topaz denizens of a world of yellow, of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree, they pace in sleek chivalric certainty. So what is it? She's saying that Aunt Jennifer, the tigers, what she is painting on the cloth, how are they? They prance across the screen. Yeah, prance word I have given the meaning over here. Walk around with high springy steps. Okay, they are freely moving on. This Aunt Jennifer's tigers, which Aunt has embroidered on that cloth, how are they? They are proud, they are free, they are moving across the screen. Screen is the cloth, and they are, the color of it is mentioned, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. And the color of the thread what she has used, that is a silken thread which she has used, and the color is yellow, as the tigers have yellow and black stripes are there on that. And denizens, topaz is a precious stone, and that is also yellow in color. So the color of the thread or the color of the tiger skin on the cloth is compared to the bright topaz stone, the same yellow color. So here it's a simile used over here. And denizens, again I have used the word. Denizens, an animal that lives in a particular place. So it's saying topaz denizens of a world of green. Okay, and this green is what? The dense forest where these tigers are free, they can move freely, they can jump anywhere, and that is how this Aunt Jennifer is trying to show her desire of getting the freedom which she would never get because she is under the dominance of the male community after her marriage. They do not fear the men beneath the tree. These tigers, they are not beneath the tree in that area. A tree is not specifically the tree, but here the society, these tigers are free. They are not afraid of any male or men standing underneath the tree. They pace in sleek chivalric certainty. They are not squeezed, they are not afraid, they are fearless. And because they are fearless, they pace their speed or they move in a sleek. Sleek means elegant. Elegant, chivalry, being courteous of a woman, okay, and they are very courteous, and this courteous behavior the women expect from the men which they are not getting. So this is the first paragraph what we are talking about, and at the same time here Aunt Jennifer, through these tigers embroidery, she is trying to show a contrast also. Contrast between whom? Contrast between Aunt Jennifer herself as well as the tigers. What is the contrast? She is showing that the tigers, what she has embroidered, are free, they are fearless, they are chivalric, they are elegant. On the other hand, Aunt Jennifer is what? Aunt Jennifer is fearful, squeezed, submissive, okay, and she is afraid of her husband, and this husband represents the male dominance. So this is the contrast. Now, second paragraph, Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool, find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Okay? Aunt Jennifer's is married. Okay? And he's saying that her fingers represent her whole. Okay? Fingers are symbolic, and the poetess is trying to talk about Aunt Jennifer as a whole. That as a whole she is very submissive, she is very afraid, and even the fingers fluttering means they are trembling out of fear. Why? Because this is what she is doing. Embroidery is her hobby, and she is doing without her husband's knowledge when he is not there. So while doing that, her fingers are shivering. She is shaking out of fear that might be the husband turns up at any moment and he would scold her, beat her, or show his dominating attitude. And so when she is doing the embroidery, the fingers are shivering, fluttering as they are moving through the wool, and find even the ivory needle hard to pull. That small needle, she is so afraid, Aunt Jennifer, that she doesn't have the strength even to pull that small ivory needle. And that is what she is telling, that she is trying to fulfill her hobby, as I told you, but afraid husband can anytime turn up and then he would scold her or punish her or so on. So she is afraid. At the same time, what is saying? The fingers are tired. Tired here, finger. She herself is tired of fulfilling her duties, her responsibilities, and at the same time, why? Because throughout the day she been working endlessly, and so she finds she is very tired, exhausted, and that's why it is said that even that small needle she is finding it difficult to pull out. Okay, the massive weight of the uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon her hand. And uncle's wedding band means when she got married, this band was bought by the husband to her. But she been so dominated by the husband. She is so afraid of the husband. Here the husband represents the whole male-dominating society who always think women to be submissive or to be dependent on her. And here she is telling uncle's wedding band, she is so dependent on the husband that never will she get a chance or she cannot afford to buy a band of her own. And that is why it is told the massive weight of uncles means uncles all this thing responsibilities, not exactly I would say that if dependency is she is so overweighted by the dependency of the uncle or the husband that she cannot raise her head and experience her freedom. Sits heavily on Aunt Jennifer's hand, and here is telling that she is burdened by the weight of the married life. She cannot get out of that. She can't even after so many years of her married life also, she feels the weight of uncle's band because she herself is not independent. She cannot afford to do anything on her own or afford to buy a band of her own. That is why it is told. And at the same time it is told that when aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with ordeal she was mastered by. He is saying that since childhood, a girl child, she is dependent on the parents, after marriage dependent on the husband, and this goes on, this doesn't leave the women even after death. So what is she trying to say? That a lady, even after death also, her terrified hands will lie. She will, even after death also, she will be afraid of her husband. Her husband's dominating power will still be there even after her death. And a lady wishes to leave everyone, every individual wishes to lead her own life. They want to be fearless, okay? And here this lady is trying to portray that through the tiger she is trying to embroider. That is through the tiger she is trying to focus her feelings, that she also wants to be fearless like the tigers, she also wants to be free like the tigers, and at the same time it is her desire where she wants to be strong, dependent and so on. And as the tigers in the screen is moving freely in the dense forest, master of their own self, similarly that sort of dreams, that sort of hopes does dwell in this lady also. But she cannot do that. And what is it saying? That she can never lead a free and fearless life even after her death, because her life is submissive or submitted to her husband only. She has been living a very demanding life, she is told, and at the same time, by demanding life, she is trying always. After marriage, she had tried to fulfill or attend her husband and fulfill his responsibilities and lead her life as he wanted. And that is why the poet is telling, at the same time, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. What are ordeals? Ordeals are extremely severe tests or experience. So she is telling, even when she was after marriage also, so many tests she has to undergo, whatever the husband demanded or wanted. Then so many odd or dominating experiences she has. She never could be free, but always dependent on the husband and so on. So even after death also she is saying, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. These ordeals or these experiences or tests which were put upon her why the husband will not leave her way and they will always be there by what she was mastered by even after death. Okay? The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. Okay? But still she is telling that after her death, the denizens of her desire of freedom and fearlessness will not accompany her. Okay? They will always remain alive in the form of tigers, he is saying, and she has embroidered this only because after her death the ring will still be there. The ring that is not the marriage ring, that is there, she feels is a foundation. It's a tied up thing, it's an entanglement which reminds her that she is tied up by someone, she is dependent on someone, and is saying even after death that will always be there in her finger, and the massive strength or the massive heaviness of the ring will be always be there even after death, and the desire of a lady to lead a free and fearless life will never be fulfilled. And that is why she is telling that she personally cannot experience this freedom or fearless life, but she wants that all her hopes and desires she is trying to put or experience or just to certain extent fulfill in the form of the tigers. And that is why she is telling, doesn't matter, I cannot experience, I am dominated by someone, but these tigers in the panel, that is in the screen what she has painted, they are free to move anywhere, prancing, proud and unafraid. Okay? Prancing means they are moving around proudly, they are independent, they are free and they are not afraid of anyone. So at least the tigers can lead a life fearless and proud, elegant, a chivalric attitude is there in them, but she herself, even after death also, a woman is always tied up by the male-dominated society, male-dominated feelings, their wishes, their experiences, then by the children, and their own hopes or desires or dreams never gets fulfilled till their last death. That is what is she trying to say. I hope you have understood the poem. Any queries? Okay, you can move up with the things. Certain questions you can see over there. Okay, and that is what is the massive weight? Third question of uncle's wedding band. One more question, and how the poet is symbolic. That could be also one of the questions. And the first one, denizens and chivalric attitude, what do we understand by this? Or what does Aunt Jennifer want to focus to the things? Then why her fingers are fluttering? Because she is afraid of the husband sometimes turning up, she would get a scolding and so on. So that is what is told in the poetry. Some lines or this thing, figures of speech. I would like to say alliteration is not fast over there, but simile is there in the second line. Bright topaz denizens of a world of green means the silken yellow color of the tiger's body is compared to the bright yellow color of a topaz. Okay, and then one we have over here in the third paragraph, second line, still ringed with audience, that is a metaphor what is used. Okay, so almost this is the thing. And first paragraph, third line, they do not fear the men beneath the tree. This is a sarcastic, ironical statement. So almost these three are there. Thank you. Have a nice day.